And we're back, guys. We're back with another Beer Detour episode. On today's episode, guys, I have something very, very special. I know I say that a lot, but today's episode is especially special because I'm doing a review on something that's, it's not an IPA. It's not a lager. It's not a Pilsner, and it's definitely not a stout, thank God. This is a little bit different. I'm going to let you guys know exactly what it is in just a bit. Before I do, you might have noticed that I'm wearing the new Beer Detour merch. This is a long sleeve. This is the Metal Beer Detour collection. Hopefully you guys can see this. Metal Beer Detour collection. And actually, this might be out of stock by the time you guys click down the link below where it says the merch. This was last month or the month of March. We've headed into April. Spring is coming up. So I'm trying to make more teas and a lot of different types of merch. So check it out. I'll put the link in the description down below. Also, guys, if you guys enjoy beer adventures, if you like watching my beer vlogs, if you like reviews, if you just want to watch a guy talk for about 10 minutes, then you wouldn't want to hit the subscribe button down below. That way you subscribe to the channel and I entertain you and dance a little bit more for you. That's how this thing works. I dance and give reviews, and you guys subscribe and like and share and comment, and helps the channel grow. For today's episode, like I said, I am a little bit excited. I'll give you guys a little bit of a clue. It's from Yakima. If you're not familiar with the Yakima Valley or Yakima, Washington, you're going to want to get familiar because I always say it's the hop capital of Washington, of the world. It's the hop capital of the world, and you definitely want to check it out if you're in Washington State. The whole Yakima Valley is amazing for hops. There's hops everywhere here, and there's breweries up and down, left and right, and you're right in the mix, so I'm very fortunate to be right in the mix of the beer, central beer hop capital of the world. One of the breweries that I frequently visit, it's one of my favorites, I mention it all the time, is actually Singlehill Brewing in Yakima, Washington. If you're ever in the area, definitely look it up. Go on the computer, type in Yakima, Washington, type in Singlehill, view the photos, view the reviews. It's always a good time. They always have amazing beer. This one is no different. It did surprise me, however, on the kind of beer it is. It might surprise you. Let's do this, guys. Whoa! Blasting off into space with Singlehill Brewing's rocketship. This is a raspberry sour ale, my friends. Check it out. This bright red raspberry blasting off into space, right into your, okay, that may came out wrong. But anyways, this rocket is loaded with a massive payload of raspberries for out-of-this-world refreshment. So what is a raspberry sour ale, you might ask? Well, that's a good question. I've actually reviewed a previous sour beer. Hopefully I can put a video somewhere here. Link will be in the description as well. But if you're not familiar, sour beer is beer which is intentionally acidic, tart, or sour taste. And there is different kinds, but in the most basic of terms, it's just a sour beer, guys. This one does have an ABV, or alcohol by volume, of 4.5%. And the IBU on this bad boy here is just 15. So most beers, IPAs, Pilsner, stouts, and what have you, normal craft beers, are measured by their bitterness. So what they're trying to do with this one is give you a different type of taste than you're used to, that you're accustomed to, right, guys? So normally an IPA would be measured on the bitterness. How bitter is it? And usually very hoppy, and bitterness is the taste that we're seeking. But in this one, we're going to switch it up 180 degrees, and we're going for sourness, acidicness, and pungentness of it, right? Is there any more words to describe sour? Basically, we want to taste that nice sour flavor. Some of you guys might like that. I myself love sour stuff. Sour candy is amazing. I love sour drinks too. So I'm going to check this one out and see how it looks like. I'm going to see what it tastes like. And then, of course, we're going to give it the all-important Beer Detour score. Let's do this, guys. Let's blast off. All right, beer friends, so just poured out rocketship raspberry sour ale from a little company called Singlehill Brewing. Our friends over there at Singlehill Brewing made this bad boy, and let's see what it looks like first, guys. Obviously, it has a very berry color to it. Looks exactly like a raspberry, obviously. It almost looks like this pink lemonade type of color to it. The hue is very dense. The body is very dense. The head is very minimal. The bubble dissipated almost immediately, but it has this sort of hazy type of, I'm going to say grainy material in it. And I think that's because obviously sour ales are meant to be matured and fermented. So some of the material might stay on there. So because of the fermentation and the maturation, because of how it matures and the fermentation, I'm assuming a little bit of material is left over, which becomes this sort of hazy IPA look to it. But I love the color, very bright and really nice for the summertime and the springtime, guys. So let's get some aroma going here. Ooh, okay. Definitely giving out kombucha vibes. Obviously, this is fermented, and I'm assuming a similar way. There is some bacteria that's fermenting and maturing it, which causes acidity and it causes the sourness of it. So that can be expected. It definitely has a very pungent smell to it. I'm just going to leave it at that. Very pungent, very kombucha-like smell. But don't let that deter you guys. There's some goodness in here. Trust me, I've tasted other sour ales. I personally like sour stuff. I like sour candy. One of my favorite candies is those sour gums. What's it called? Like the sour heads? Sour gums? And close second favorite are Skittles, sour Skittles. So I am a sour connoisseur, if you will. So obviously it's something that I definitely wanted to check out. But if you're a little hesitant, if you're not too familiar with these sours, definitely try one that has a nice berry flavor like this one. The raspberry smell and aroma and just look reminds me of being at my parents. They have some raspberry bushes there, and we'd go in the summer and spring and pick at them. I guess if you like sort of that berry flavor, if you like raspberries, if you like blueberries, if you like strawberries, you know how they have that sort of... They have a sweet but also pungent and acidic sour taste to them. So if you like that, you might like this one. Okay, don't just smell it and think that it smells like kombucha. It's going to be awful. I personally don't like kombucha, but I've tried enough sour ales that I know I do like them. But of course, everyone's going to be different, so we also want to give it that taste test. Here we go. Cheers, everybody. Ooh, very interesting. Okay. So, okay. Initially very sweet, which is throwing me off a little bit. I was expecting this very strong hit of just sourness and pungentness, but no, we are mistaken. I'm getting the sweetness. Definitely very sweet. It's not as sour as I thought. It's more of a pungent sort of tartness of it, right? It's not sour in the very acidic sense, or in the sourness sense, I guess. It's more of a pungent and tart, which is almost kind of like, I would say, a little bitter, right? Which is a little strange. These are usually a lot more sour. I don't know. I'm getting a very pungent taste, but it's good. It definitely has raspberry overtones to it. Doesn't leave a bad taste in your mouth. Very clean, very light, not heavy. I thought it was going to be a little bit grainy because I saw some of the particles in there, but it's not grainy. It's not really hazy in the sense that you're feeling the particles in there. It's very light. You can definitely taste the raspberry flavors in there. But overall, it has a really nice, easygoing taste. It's not very pungent as it smells. The kombucha smell was getting me a little worried, but it's not that at all. Let's give this another taste, guys. Here we go. I'm going to say this is a little bit more mild and delicate, as you would expect it to be very sour, very kick you in your tongue, right? Like biting into a lemon or a lime. It's not that. It is more of the subtle pungentness that you expect from like a really ripe strawberry or raspberry, which is great. That's what I like. This is very easygoing, guys. It doesn't have a strong alcohol taste at all. It's only 4.5. This is like perfect for like a nice spring evening outside, just chilling. You don't want to get drunk. You want something different. You want something lighter than a beer that's going to maybe weigh you down like an IPA. It's a nice change of pace. I really like this one, guys. Now, let's go over and give this a Beer Detour score. Ooh. All right, guys. So, pour it out. Singlehill Brewing's Rocketship Strawberry Sour Ale. We gave it that taste test. Now it's time for that Beer Detour score. Again, these are all my personal preferences, so don't be deterred from trying or not trying something. I give it a recommendation based off if I like it and if I would recommend this to family and friends. So, first of all, I really like it. I really like a lot of the stuff that I try, besides those stouts and porters. But anyways, this one surprised me. I thought it was going to be a lot more sour than it is. I can be chewing on some sour Skittles while drinking this bad boy. It's not sour at all. Well, for me. But if you want to try something different, if you're trying to get away from IPAs, or you just want to try something different, you want to bring something different to that barbecue or picnic, I would definitely try out Single Hill's Raz rocketship. I got this at my local Yokes, which is like kind of like a Whole Foods market type of area. It is local, so you might have a little bit hard time finding it elsewhere. But what I am going to recommend is if you do want to try something different, look for a sour ale near you. You could just search online, or if you have local breweries, ask local breweries if they carry sour ales or sour beers, and they might put you on some good stuff. So it's definitely recommended for family and friends. Very easygoing, sweet but sour taste. Definitely something that you could get used to right away for the beginner, but also for the beer connoisseur, because it just presents a different type of palate there that I'm not used to. So I like that. I like when I'm trying new things and they surprise me. Definitely a plus for me. In regards to a Beer Detour score, I'm going to give Single Hill Raz Rocketship Raspberry Sour Ale an 8.2. That is a high score, my friends, but I really liked it, and I definitely would recommend this. It's not that it has complex hop aroma and flavors, and it's made with specialty hops and fermented for 10 years in a barrel aged with tequila and then thrown over a hill and then rolled down and picked up by Johnny Depp and played a guitar on top of it. It's not that. But what it is a nice spring, summertime sour, just deliciousness of raspberry ale beer, and I would recommend this to family or friends any day. I like it. I recommend it. Now, I always like to end things by saying I appreciate every time you guys stay tuned with me with the whole episode. Stay tuned with me through the whole episode because it helps the watch time, but it also helps me develop and figure out more and more ways to entertain you guys. Like I said before in past episodes, I'm not just here to do beer reviews. I want this to be a sort of an adventure channel where I discover new beers, try new beers, recommend beer, go out, have fun at breweries, check out beer events. So all that I'm going to be doing this year on this channel. Make sure you guys subscribe, share, comment, and like. Do your guys' thing, and I'll be back next week, of course. See you guys.